What's going on, folks? Elijah here, down here at Venice and Sepulveda Boulevard, getting my Reese's Layered Sundae. Just got my Reese's Layered Sundae from Baskin Robbins here, and it is a beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day here in SoCal. A little hazy, but that's kind of norm for all the smog we got already anyways, but it's not all smoky like it was. Let's roll. What was it? Optimus Prime say, Autobots, roll out. Up there, I know. But yeah, it's nice. I'd say it's a rare day, but you know, it's usually this nice in SoCal. It's actually, the air was a little clearer. It'd be kind of its pinnacle niceness. That's kind of legendary. Yeah, for the jaywalkers. Fortunately, like many cities, in the United States, Los Angeles is not well suited for pedestrians, although it does have some areas now that are a little better, though I believe like the UCLA area where I work at is a little more suited for pedestrian traffic. But by and large, the majority of the city and county is just not made for pedestrian traffic, which is why people often jaywalk here, as is the case in most cities in the United States of America. Got the motorcycle today. Alright. Watch out, there's usually two of them. See where the other one is at. See if he comes after me. Usually don't see him pulling over motorcycles too much. Let's see, he should have a buddy. I guess that's what I implore the folks. See one motorcycle cop. There's always two. You always got a partner. Don't think just because you've seen one that it's all over. But yeah, gorgeous day. Unfortunately, during this COVID pandemic and this pretty much terrible year for people personally and collectively, by and large, unless you're somebody that got out of jail because of COVID, there's a lot of those people. It's probably a good year for them. I'm sure they're in rare form. Yeah, it's a pretty good week. I really don't understand why people try to get across these busy streets like that. It's so stupid. Generally, traffic here is way too thick to do it safe. Go around a freaking block, dog. Yeah, I think I'll go up to sister called me, younger sister called me yesterday. I missed a call, so I'm going to go to my little outlook spot and give her a ring, see what she's up to. Shout out to Rachel up in SF. So I guess what I'm talking about today is, I guess it's kind of a subject that's kind of hit the mainstream all of a sudden. Most of us who are on the net, use the internet as young people already know about it, but OnlyFans. Even though OnlyFans is not the only site where people show their booty out there on the internet, it is probably the most well-known in the mainstream. And, I guess it's one of those things like, you know what, I don't care, honestly. There's been a lot of discussion about it later, but it's just another space in which people exploit themselves, and I'm assuming OnlyFans also exploits them and gets their cut on the internet. And I think whether it's YouTube or whatever it is, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, it is part of the real world. When they ask kids nowadays, what they want to be when they grow up, they all want to be influencers, and that's just, that's the new thing. I mean, influencers make a lot of cash, man. So I mean, I don't blame kids for wanting to be influencers because it looks cool. I think it's just like like people that want to be. Everybody wants to be a rapper, or an NBA player because it looks like fun. Lifestyle looks cool and all, but just remember that everything has a cost out here and out in the world, and if you don't understand the cost, or you go into things with some misplaced misconception, like most people do when they're young, including myself, you could definitely find yourself in a sticky situation in life. So that's why I usually, I know a lot of people use monikers on the internet, on their social media. I do not, because I want to make sure that I keep myself accountable for what I do and what I say on the internet, and also what I post. And generally, my general rule with things is, if my mom and dad can't do it, can't see it, then I don't want to post it on the net. Because why? Why should I? It doesn't make sense to me that if it's not something my family can enjoy, why would I want to put it out? And I understand that, not everybody. Some people want to be more adventurous or whatever, and some people, they want to. There's always the nudists out there that want to show off. So, that's their business. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it, but just please think about what you're doing, because the stuff you do put on the internet, I think a lot of people found out during the Me Too thing, is that the stuff you put on the internet, it never goes away, and it's always going to be there to be shown again and again and again. And the internet is undefeated. Anybody who's tried to stop the internet or stand against it is like standing against the universe itself. You're gonna get crushed. You can't fight the internet. It's like a river. You can only try your best to try to swim with the current and make it to shore, hopefully, and maybe you can hang on. But if you try to fight against the current and swim against the current, you're still gonna get swept away, dog. And probably only make things worse for yourself. You can't control how people are going to think about you necessarily, or their opinions of you, but you can control what you say and what you do. I know a lot of people have been talking about cancel culture and things like that, but I think like if you watch anybody who's seen the Karen videos that are surfacing on that, like that stuff's gonna haunt them people for a long time, and a lot of people that are losing their jobs for these incidents and things, like when they go get another job, there's gonna be people targeting them to try to get them canned by showing those videos again to their office mates and co-workers and whatnot. And OnlyFans and other sites like it, they're exactly the same way. That stuff doesn't go away. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's protected, but those sites get hacked eventually, and you're going to be outed, and you're always going to have to be explaining it. So you better be okay with it. Like, there's stuff I've done in my past. Luckily, it ain't on the internet, but it's pretty kind of reprehensible. It's stuff I probably shouldn't have done. And that said, I have to be accountable for it. If I run into somebody that I screwed over, then at a new job, they might out me. Like, man, that dude screwed me over, man. And the internet, the stuff you do on the internet is kind of the same way. So we gotta be real careful about how we conduct ourselves. I think there's been a lot about living by a code and having principles and stuff, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't actually put it to the test. And you're gonna have to put the test because the universe tests us as human beings and individuals, and as groups, nations, and as a human civilization. And you got to be willing to be accountable for the things that you do and the actions that you have. You got to be accountable for your actions. There's no way around it. And if you're not accountable for your actions, you can be brought to account by others. And if other people have to bring you to account, it's going to be, the blowback's going to be worse. So, I implore any young men and women out there that, in whatever you do, please think, you got to think about the consequences of your actions. And I know it's tough when you're young to actually, do these things, think about the consequences of things that are going on, because, we live in a world right now where nobody wants to be accountable for their actions. So, it's one of those things that, we as a society, used to be, at least when I was growing up, like if you did something wrong or you made a mistake, you took responsibility for it, and you made sure, and that was the honorable thing to do. But now, people, it used to be when you get in a car accident, if you knew it was your fault already, you just got out and said, I'm sorry, are you okay? But now people seem incapable of doing that type of thing at all. They can't take responsibility for the things they do. And then, somebody has to bring them to account. It becomes this whole melodrama of he said, but I said I didn't. That's why I started wearing a camera on my motorcycles, because I noticed all the motorcycle guys got cameras, not because they want to be vloggers, but just to protect themselves. Because anytime somebody gets in an accident with a motorcycle in a car, it's always the motorcyclist's fault. At least people want to say, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the motorcyclist's fault. It's the fault of somebody else. So be responsible for your actions, man. People just don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to wait for pedestrians to cross before they go to an intersection. It's just absolutely ridiculous what people are doing these days as far as their behavior, man. And I guess what's worse is that people know that a lot of times their behavior is being recorded. And even though they know their behavior is recorded, they still engage in the bad behavior for no reason other than their ego. And we all have egos. Like, hey, I'm pretty sure somebody's recorded me doing something mega stupid. Luckily I'm not famous, so I don't have to probably worry about it blowing back on me. But you know, we have to be careful about our actions, man, and really have to hold ourselves accountable, or else we're going to find ourselves in big doo-doo, as I like to say. Both socially and even professionally, even. You know, and that stuff's going to haunt you well into the future, especially younger guys, because your whole lives, younger guys and girls, your whole lives is pretty much online. And so people are going to really have a record of pretty much your whole life. Oh, they got the Hawk out here. Hawks have come back out here in SoCal. It's kind of been cool. Yeah, so, you know, be responsible for your actions, guys. Don't be a poo-putt. One of my favorite views of this great city of ours. So, that's all for today, guys. Please be safe out there. Don't be a micro idiot. Be accountable for yourself. Be accountable for your actions. You know. Till next time, Elijah.